Hi, boys and girls. So our next study in our fraction unit is on unit fractions. And today we're going to be working on just identifying those unit fractions. We have two objectives. So our first objective is I can identify a unit fraction based on a shaded model, and that's going to be the focus of this video. One of your must-do activities is going to be to meet the language objective. I can record myself explaining out loud how I found the denominator of a unit fraction. Before we dig in, let's remember from the last lesson what we learned about fractions. Let's take a look at this fraction, 1/4. In the fraction 1/4, is the digit 1 the numerator or the denominator? If you're having trouble remembering from yesterday, I encourage you to go look at your guided notes. But this question is going to be, is the digit 1 the numerator or the denominator? Yes, the numerator is 1, okay? The denominator here is 4. Remember, D denominator down. So the numerator is the number on top. A vocabulary review. The numerator is the number above the fraction line. It tells how many equal parts are counted or shaded. And the denominator is the number below the fraction line. It tells the total number of equal pieces in one whole. So if we look at this model 3/5 and look at this shaded model down here, our numerator is 3 because we have 1, 2, 3 shaded parts. But then for our denominator, remember we count all the pieces, not just the unshaded ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this model is showing us the fraction 3/5. But now this lesson is focusing on unit fractions. What are unit fractions? A unit fraction is a fraction with a numerator of 1. The numerator is always going to be 1. And that means that a fraction, it's also a fraction with only one piece shaded or counted. So here are some examples. We have 1/2, 1/4, 1/7, 1/16. And if you look at all of these examples, you'll notice that there's only one piece shaded. And that's what a unit fraction is. If we think back to earlier in the year, remember when we were using base 10 blocks, the cube that was 1, that's called a unit cube. So a unit here means 1. So I'm going to ask you here to pause your video and complete your guided notes for unit fractions. Okay, I'm glad we're ready to move on. Now we're going to take a look at identifying unit fractions, just like our content objective said. So we're going to identify the unit fraction based on a model. Here's the model we're going to use. So first I'm going to stop and I'm going to think about the numerator. How many parts are shaded? And in here I see that there's only one shaded piece, just one green piece. So my numerator is going to be 1. Now I have to think about the denominator. How many parts are in the whole? Remember, sometimes third graders get trapped and they just count the other unshaded pieces, but we're counting our shaded and our unshaded pieces. So our numerator here is going to be 1, 2, our denominator is going to be 1, 2, 3. Our denominator is going to be 3. Let's do one together. Let's think about this one. Let's look at this fraction model. It's the same, it's just a rectangle. And think about how many parts are shaded. I have one shaded part right here, the purple part. So my numerator is just going to be 1. And now the denominator, how many pieces in the whole? So I have my one purple part, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My denominator is 6. Now it's your turn. Let's take this one step at a time. So I want you to look at this pizza. How many parts of the pizza are left? Good. Just this one big piece with the pepperonis on it. So your numerator is 1. But think about how many equal pieces was this pizza cut into? We have the piece with the pizza still there, but look at this part of the pie plate, the pie pan. It's empty, so it looks like there's 1, 2. Our denominator is going to be 2. Great job. So it's your turn to go on to the you-do. Here are some reminders. Make sure to complete the must-do assignments and then the mastery check. If you need help, go look at those guided notes from the last lesson as well as today's. Ask 3 classmates before you come ask me for help. They are smarter than you give them credit for. They'll be able to help you. Good luck. After you finish the mastery check, move on to the should do's and aspire to do's. You can do it.